James K. Polk, the 11th President of the United States, served from 1845 to 1849. A member of the Democratic Party, Polk is remembered for his strong leadership and ambitious expansionist policies. During his presidency, he oversaw the Mexican-American War, negotiated the Oregon Treaty with Great Britain, and established an independent treasury system. Polk's legacy is marked by a tireless work ethic, summed up in his own words. No president who performs his duties faithfully and conscientiously can have any leisure. Introducing Zachary Taylor, the 12th President of the United States. He served briefly from 1849 to 1850, representing the Whig Party. A celebrated hero of the Mexican-American War, Taylor brought a soldier's discipline to the presidency. He sought to admit California as a free state, a bold move in a deeply divided nation. In his final days, President Taylor left the nation with solemn words. "I have always done my duty. I am ready to die. My only regret is for friends I leave behind me." Millard Fillmore, 13th President of the United States, serving from 1850 to 1853. A member of the Whig Party, Fillmore assumed the presidency after the death of President Zachary Taylor. During his administration, he played a key role in the passage of the Compromise of 1850, a series of laws intended to ease tensions between slave and free states. He also controversially supported the enforcement of the Fugitive Slave Act, a decision that would later overshadow his legacy. Fillmore believed that an honorable defeat is better than a dishonorable victory. Franklin Pierce, 14th President of the United States, serving from 1853 to 1857. A Democrat from New Hampshire, Pierce's presidency was marked by deepening national divisions over slavery. He signed the Kansas-Nebraska Act, allowing new territories to decide for themselves whether to allow slavery, a move that intensified sectional conflict and set the stage for civil war. Pierce also enforced the Fugitive Slave Act, further alienating the North. He is remembered for saying, "Remember that time is money." James Buchanan was the 15th President of the United States and last president before the Civil War, served from 1857 to 1861. He was also a Democrat from Pennsylvania. Buchanan entered office during one of the most turbulent periods in American history. His presidency saw the infamous Supreme Court ruling in the Dred Scott case, which denied citizenship to African Americans and intensified national divisions over slavery. In 1859, the Harper's Ferry Raid, led by abolitionist John Brown, further fueled tensions between North and South. As Southern states began to secede following Abraham Lincoln's election, Buchanan believed secession was unconstitutional, but did little to stop it. His inaction is often criticized for failing to prevent the country's slide into civil war. He is remembered for saying, "What is right and what is practicable are two different things." Buchanan's legacy remains controversial, with many historians ranking his presidency among the least effective in American history. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States, serving from 1861 to 1865. He became president during a very difficult time in American history, when the country was breaking apart over the issue of slavery and states' rights. Just after he was elected, several Southern states left the Union, leading to the start of the Civil War. Lincoln was a member of the Republican Party and believed strongly in keeping the United States together. He worked hard to lead the country through the Civil War and to bring peace. In 1863, he made one of his most important decisions, the Emancipation Proclamation. This official order declared that enslaved people in the Confederate States were now free. It changed the purpose of the war and gave new hope to millions of people. Lincoln was also known for his powerful speeches. In his second inaugural address, he asked Americans to forgive each other and come together again. He said, "With malice toward none, with charity for all, meaning we should not hate others, but show kindness and help rebuild the nation." Sadly, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in April 1865, just days after the war ended. But his leadership helped save the Union and end slavery in the United States. Today, he is remembered as one of the greatest presidents in American history. Andrew Johnson was the 17th President of the United States, serving from 1865 to 1869 after Abraham Lincoln's assassination. As a Democrat, he became president during a very difficult time, right after the Civil War. He led the country through the early years of Reconstruction, trying to reunite the North and South. Johnson wanted to make it easy for Southern states to rejoin the Union, which led to clashes with Congress, especially over the rights of newly freed African Americans. He even vetoed the Civil Rights Act of 1866, but Congress passed it anyway. His disagreements with lawmakers grew so intense that he became the first U.S. president to be impeached. Although he stayed in office by just one vote in the Senate, his presidency was marked by conflict and division. Johnson often said his goal was to preserve the Union, but many believed he didn't do enough to protect the rights of all citizens. Ulysses S. Grant was the 18th President of the United States, serving 2 terms from 1869 to 1877. He was a Republican and a former Union general who became a national hero after leading the North to victory in the Civil War. As president, Grant worked to bring the country back together during Reconstruction, a time when the United States was trying to heal after the war and rebuild the South. He supported civil rights for African Americans, and one of the major accomplishments of his presidency was the Civil Rights Act of 1875, which aimed to give equal treatment to everyone in public places. Grant also led the country during a time of rapid change, when factories, railroads, and businesses were growing quickly, a period known as industrialization. While he made strong efforts to protect people's rights and promote peace, his presidency also faced problems, including corruption among some people in his administration. Still, Grant stayed focused on keeping the country together and preventing more conflict. His famous words, "Legacies of peace," reflected his hope for a more united and fair America. Rutherford B. Hayes, the 19th President of the United States, served from 1877 to 1881 as a Republican leader during a pivotal time in American history. His presidency began amid intense controversy following the disputed election of 1876. The resulting political compromise brought Hayes to office and led to the withdrawal of federal troops from the South, effectively ending Reconstruction. This marked a significant shift in federal policy and had deep and lasting effects on civil rights for African Americans. Determined to bring integrity to government, Hayes championed civil service reform, challenging the entrenched system of political patronage by promoting merit over political connections. His efforts laid the groundwork for future reform. In 1877, his administration faced one of the first major national labor conflicts, the Great Railroad Strike. As protests escalated into violence, Hayes deployed federal troops to restore order, highlighting the growing tensions between labor and industrial power in the Gilded Age. Rutherford B. Hayes believed in principle over party, famously stating, "He serves his party best who serves his country best." Our last of the day, James A. Garfield, the 20th President of the United States, serving in 1881. A dedicated Republican reformer, Garfield's time in office was tragically brief but deeply impactful. Coming into the presidency with a strong commitment to merit and fairness, he championed civil service reform, aiming to reduce corruption and end the patronage system that had long dominated federal hiring. Garfield believed government positions should be earned through talent, not political favor. But just months into his term, his presidency was cut short. He was assassinated by a disgruntled office seeker, a grim event that shocked the nation and eventually accelerated the very reforms he had begun. Despite his short tenure, Garfield also advocated for maintaining the gold standard to stabilize the national economy, a key financial issue of the era. He once said, "Next in importance to freedom and justice is popular education, without which neither freedom nor justice can be permanently maintained." That's all, folks. In today's video, we talk about the 11th to the 20th Presidents of the United States, from James K. Polk to James A. Garfield. We shared insights into their lives, key events during their presidencies, and some of their memorable words of wisdom. If there are any mistakes or details we missed, please let us know. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more history content.